friends, it's Nancy, and we're going to go back to working on the ballerina journal. So I've got my papers out of the book press, and I want to add some lace to the page edges, but I don't want big fluffy lace. So this one's a gathered lace. I want it flat. So along the top, I'm just going to pick a few stitches out. See if we can get this off. Take some from the other end. Sometimes if you do it just right, you can pull a thread and it'll take the whole thing clean off. So I've got a couple different scraps of flat lace here, plus some other bigger chunks. I wouldn't mind using up some of the scraps though. So we'll see how we do with that. This one's got little hearts on it. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Saturday night and it's a party. Although news has it that our stay-home order might be being phased out in the next couple of weeks, so that's a blessing. That's not working. Let's try the other end. Yeah, mostly I just want to go to a thrift store or an antique store. I think when and if I ever get back to work, I'm going to have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Nothing fits. I hate everything. Hate wearing a bra, hate wearing pants. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, this one's not gonna give it up as easy. A colleague who recently joined our office, we used to work together at a different legal aid office, community legal clinic, and we were having a Zoom meeting the other day and talking about the fact that it's going to be difficult to go back to work and have to wear clothes again. Both of us sitting there in leggings and great big white strip of hair of gray roots. She said, remember when Stacy, who was another colleague at our other office, declared that leggings were not pants? I wonder if she's changed her mind. So I don't know, I'll ask her. So I put a message on her Facebook wall the other day that we wanted to know if leggings were still not pants, and she had changed her mind. It's official. Leggings are pants. Oh, there. See, that's what I'm talking about when you're able to just pull it to take the whole thing right off. Okay. So there's another flat piece. I think this is flat, but it needs to be ironed. This is flat, needs to be ironed. That's flat, needs to be ironed. But let's see about getting this casing off. Casing, that's what it's called. There it goes. You'd think I'd be able to remember how to do that every time, but I always seem to pick the wrong thread. Okay. So I've got these other ones. They're vintage. I've got that one, and I've got this one. It's kind of a creamy sort of color. But it's not very thick. It's quite narrow, so I don't think I'll use that one. So we'll see if that's enough. I ended up making 7 of these all together. These ones I started making like a patchworky sort of a look rather than just strips. Here's another one that's kind of patchworky. So I ended up making 7. So I'm going to pause the video for now while I go and iron this lace, and then we'll come back and stitch it on. Okay. So basically what I'm going to do is just run a bead of glue. I've got 6 pages of scrapbook paper that I'm going to spread evenly through the whole journal. So I'm just going to lay down a little bit of lace. I'll trim it right off to the page edge later. I don't want to do the same lace on both sides. I want some variety. Here he comes. And then I will do some machine stitching. This one's got some tears in it. See if this is long enough. Oh yeah, it's still long enough. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to finish off that part and do the stitching. I shall return. Okay, so I've got all the lace sewn on these pieces of scrapbook paper. That's ready to go. This is my title page. I can't remember if I showed you this or not already. So I layered on some tea-dyed tissue paper. I fussy cut my ballerina. This is a little slide that came out of that old book, the Aurelian Society. I also pulled out these photographs from that book and just made some little faux cabinet cards. So each of these pictures either has butterfly collectors with their nets. So here's a cheerful gentleman with his butterfly net, or with their collection. This is a piece of art called After the Entomology Sale. And here's a dapper fellow with his butterfly net. And here's a couple. They look to be in a jungle of some sort with their butterfly nets. So those are ready to go. I don't know what I'm gonna make. I know I want to make some more dancers. So let's grab up those. And what's in here? Oh, these are little pictures and things that I want to use. Okay, so we'll put those out. Oh, another button card. I also have, like, that's a bronze cast of a dancer. That's a Degas piece of art. So I might make some of these things into journaling cards. Some of these are too big, so I'll put those away. I'm not going to use those. This is tissue paper. A couple more pieces of art. Okay. There's a little lady. I do like her purple wings. So I'm going to chop off the antenna. And I will ink her. Here's one. But you need to have two to fly, my dear. There we go. Ouch. right. Looking good. So my plan, I think, is where there's a page that has like a ton of writing, or maybe some of the music pages. I would maybe put a little bit of a tissue paper. What do you call it? A river, just to sort of give her some differentiation from the background, and then add her to the page like that. I think it's probably a good idea if I sew the pages in first before I start doing that, because my concern is that I'll get sewing and maybe I'll tear little body parts off, and I don't want to do that. In fact, I think I will reinforce one body part right now. Put her arm. Pretty. Okay. So I think I'm going to sew those in before I start gluing those guys in. But perhaps I can start making a couple of journaling tags. This is just a book page where there's some blank areas, so I'll use that as the back of my tag. Let me trim you down a bit first. I don't mean for these to be square. I just want them glued down. Oh. Throwing ink at myself. I'm not very organized tonight. Well, that's not gonna fit. Just grab that fast. And it's just paperweight, so I'm going to fold the paper in half. Sorry about that, I had to pause. Hubby just came in the door, and you know, that causes all kinds of upheaval. Between the singing and the cat, and yeah, so we just took a break to catch up. And now I'm moving on to some other tags or journaling cards, not sure which. So I have glued these little images to card, which has been glued to this really nice colored line paper. I have a feeling these are going to be tags. Using my rotary cutter because my knife is not behaving with me today. Maybe I'm getting junk journaler's elbow or something. Who knows? And I also put some bigger images on paper to use as some tip outs, maybe. We'll take a look at that. Not too many, but the images were too big to be just ordinary tags or cards or pockets even. Oh shoot, I moved my ruler. But not big enough to be pages in this book. I love these little photos with the little labels. They're very nice. And we're going a little better now. I'll certainly have to ink these up to give them some age. $1871, 1900. Have you watched the movie The Dig on Netflix? I'm sorry if I already talked about this. I think that was a movie we watched last week. Anyway, it was a story of the discovery of the finds at Sutton Hoo. Which was a huge archaeological find in the last century. And it's weird. I don't want to get all conspiracy theory on you. Oh, wait a minute. I was going to say, I watched it on Netflix, but now in my YouTube, all of these documentaries about Hutton Hoo and the woman whose property it was, Pretty. Edith Pretty? Evelyn Pretty? Something Pretty. Anyway, but I think maybe I Googled something about it. I wanted more information. And that's why it's all coming, because it's all connected, right? YouTube and Google and everything. So that's why that's all coming up in my YouTube. Okay. I also got these little advertisements. So where this gentleman's wants to sell some insects. This one wants to purchase 20 gross of the Scotch Argus in good condition. And this one is an invitation for anyone who wants to, anybody. Mr. Stanton is happy to see any entomologist above 14 years of age who may wish to look at his collection or consult him on any entomological matter. So that's interesting. Okay, so here's the bigger ones that I thought I'd use as tip outs. Or maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? I'll cut it anyway, and then we'll decide. Can't have everything all decided at the same time. And again, I've put this on the back of this paper. Here's a little art piece. By Edgar Degas. That one I probably could have done with my knife. So I got all my button cards cut from the paper. I'm going to see if I have it close by to show you, but I don't. I had 108. Yeah. So I've been asked to make sure some of them go into my store on Etsy. Do you want them just plain so you can decorate them yourself, or do you want me to decorate them and sell them that way, or how do you want me to do it? Let me know and I'll be pleased to accommodate you. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. Tomorrow, Sunday, I haven't made this a rule for myself, but Sundays I would like to spend doing what I call slow stitching, or I've seen other blogs and crafters and videos call it gentle work. So I don't know that I'll do a video tomorrow, but for sure I will show you in my next video what I got up to in my gentle work. So thanks so much for joining me again. We'll talk to you again.